bits that were meant to work worked. Everything that was meant to happen happened, apart from some bits that shouldn't have happened. We're here at the Museum of Science and Industry at Manchester Science Festival, and we'll spend a whole weekend building what we suspect is the world's slowest computer. But it's slow for a reason, because instead of using wires and electrons, we built the entire thing out of dominoes. What we're doing at the moment is just laying out the circuit with dominoes lying down, which is an awful lot easier. So we get a rough feel for everything has to go, make sure it all fits, check we haven't forgotten anything, kind of confirm that the circuit in theory will work, and then, that's the hard work, then it's just the trivial task of going around and standing up all 10,000 dominoes. So we'll get onto that in a second. We have a policy where if you accidentally knock over a chain of dominoes as you're going, you just walk away and let someone else come and fill it in, because if you start redoing the same bit over and over, you don't want to be out for revenge when you're balancing dominoes. Wow, okay, are we on? We've just finished the circuit, it is all done. This is actually the most nerve-wracking bit yet, because it's ready to go. If we bump it by accident, it's all over. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed it's finished. So, your applause may be premature. So, here's what we're going to do. So this is a calculator. This will take two numbers and add them. We are adding together 4 plus 6. The answer should be 10. So over here, to make 10, the 2 should fall over and the 8 should fall over. So that will be our total coming out over here. Everything we've built here, this is how your computer actually works. So if you have a computer or a calculator, it does exactly the same thing, but it's an awful lot smaller. I'm going to get Katie over here, the one with the slightly unusual hair color. I'm going to get her to walk over there. So a round of applause. We're going to give her a countdown. We're going to count 3, 2, 1, but in binary. So it goes like this. 1, 1. 1, 0, 1, go. And then she's going to knock that over. It's all going to happen. The 2 and the 8 will fall over if and only if it works. Are you ready, Katie? Manchester, are you ready? Yeah! Okay, ready. Count with me. Here we go. 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, go. That was meant to happen. It's okay. If there were no units, the unit step has been skipped. Wait, now we need the 8. Now it's day 2. Yesterday we were ecstatic because we managed to build a massive circuit and we put in 2 3-digit binary numbers and we got the exact answer we wanted out. We got the 4-digit sum of those numbers. And we thought, you know what, we've got another day. We could build it again, we could try it with different numbers, but no. Having just set the world record for the biggest domino computer ever, we're going to beat it today. We've upgraded our circuit to take 2 4-digit inputs. It's going to give us a 5-digit readout. But we haven't got any more space. We haven't got any more dominoes. The circuit is much more complicated now. We're not sure if we're going to get this to work. To explain how this works, I built a much smaller version. So this is a very small domino circuit. Here is my input, and you can see if I was to knock over the input, these dominoes would fall over and they'll go all the way around, and then come out as an output. Not a very exciting circuit. To make it slightly more complicated, I have split the input. This one curls around, comes across here, and it knocks out this row. And this is the basis of domino circuits. If you've got one chain of dominoes, they can affect another chain by moving dominoes out of the way. So if I tapped this shorter one would actually get there first and stop this one from coming through. All of this is just a way of slowing down the other signal. I can make it slightly more interesting. You can see I've left a bit of a gap here. If I add some more dominoes, that can knock out this line. So if I balance that one's not going to balance. You spend a lot of time getting to know dominoes. Is that going to balance? There we go. Getting to know dominoes, which way they balance, if they're going to fall. Now if I run this back to be a second input, we have what is called an AND gate. Because what happens now is if I just knock over this one, the first one I built, it will stop itself and it won't come out the output. If I knock over just this one, it will knock these out, but nothing else will happen. The output will not fall over. Only if I knock over this input and this input will the output fall over, because together this blocks this path, this one goes all the way around and comes out. So this is an AND gate, and we'll test it by knocking them both over. So if I knock them both over, the output should fall over. Okay, here we go. Ready? And go. Okay, so here my blocking wasn't good enough. You can see instead of knocking them out, it accidentally bumped these. That still came around, and this block did work. This is our big issue. Any one of these junctions cannot work when we set off the domino computer. So we're being much more meticulous over here to avoid exactly this problem. This is called an exclusive OR gate. This front bit is a normal OR gate because if you knock down one of these, all the other one, it would then carry out here. This is the bit that makes it exclusive, because if you knock over one of these, it will still go all the way through and then out, and so this one will do likewise. But if you knock them together, they meet in the middle and stop. So the exclusive bit is it's one or the other, but not both. You'll see several of these in our main circuit. The only difference is out here, because we can never guarantee the signals will come in at exactly the same time, we extend this bit to give them a much better chance of colliding and stopping before one of them gets out the other side. Well, we'll give this one a test. I'll knock them both down. It should stop in the middle. Here we go. Oh, it did stop in the middle. That bit is perfect. This bit is terrible. On the way in, the signal went out the other way and across. And this is actually the biggest problem in that circuit. And if you look very closely at where we've got one of these, we've actually made a stencil of where every single domino in this area should be. We've chalked it into position and we've put them on in precisely the same spot every time. This is the bit that keeps me awake at night. There are a lot of them in there. I can't take much more of this. most fundamental component of our entire circuit is this bit here. This is called a binary half adder. And it's called a half adder because it does half of the calculation happens right here. So this is the exclusive OR with the extra bonus bit here to give it loads of time for the signals to collide if they need to. These are the special junctions which we have tested and tested and tested, so a signal coming in this way will not accidentally send a signal that way. They're a nice one-directional kind of junction. Here are the actual inputs. So if you imagine this is adding together two numbers that can either be 0 or 1. At the moment they're both 0. If we fill them in with dominoes, this will turn it into a 1. So let's say we just knocked over one of these. If we knock over this one, it goes all the way through there, it comes in here, around there, over there, and then out here. And if you come out here, that means there's a 1 in the answer. And so if you knock down either one separately, you'll get a 1 coming out there. If you knock them both down, the answer is 2. And for 2, we don't want 1. So that's why they collide here and stop. In the meantime, this one will go this way as well. And all of this, whenever you see a zigzag bit of dominoes, that's purely delay. All we're doing there is slowing down a signal. So this signal goes around there, it goes back there, it comes up here, it goes backwards and forwards. Eventually, it will get to here. And that will happen long after this has done its business. And if, and only if, you get a signal coming out here, this will come around and stop that. If a signal hasn't come out, that will go through, and this output means the answer is a 2. And so this little bit here takes two numbers, 0 or 1, and tells you if the total is 1 or 2. And then all we do is we repeat that over and over and over again. There are about 7 of these in different places, adding up different bits at a time. The entire calculation is split down into adding a 0 and a 1 or a 1 and a 0 using this. We've pretty much finished the main circuit, apart from that bit that just fell over. We've slightly less pretty much finished the main circuit, but these things happen. We'll get it done fairly soon. What's interesting though is below the circuit, where we've got the post-it notes for the inputs, we're building another circuit. And actually this is just one very long line. Its job is as it goes along, it prompts the next calculation to happen. So we get a nice kind of regular step down all the way across the circuit, so we know all our signals go in right when we want them to. The circuit is finished and it's ready to add two 4-digit binary numbers together. The way we enter them is the units from both numbers go in over here. So it's the units of the first number on one side, units of this other number on the other. This is the 2s, because in binary the next is the 2s column. Then there's the 4s, and then there's the 8s. So there's actually 4 sections: units, 2s, 4s, 8s. And then our answer comes out here: units, 2s, 4s, 8s, 16s. Now the way this works is the first bit, the units, is straightforward. That's a half adder. It adds together the two units and gives us the units and the 2s as an answer. The 2s don't come out though, they carry into the next calculation. This one is twice as big. It's a full adder because it takes the two inputs from the numbers as well as the carry from the previous calculation. It then gives us an answer out, and then if there are any 4s to carry, they go into the 4s circuit. It adds together the 4s from the two numbers, it adds together the 4 if there's a carry, it then gives us the 4s answer. If there's an 8 left over, that goes into the 8s. And then in theory, you could have another one. The 16s, we could run into the next one, and then we could put the 32s in the next one. We could keep going for as long as we want. This is exactly how a computer works. You just scale it up with more and more and more of these. I'm a bit worried because to fit this many dominoes in, we've had to really compact the circuit. So yesterday we just were doing 2 3-digit numbers and we had loads of space. Here we've had to redesign our circuit, and it means the lines are much closer. It's like a real circuit. We have a problem where a signal might bleed from one wire to the next. So a one line of dominoes, as it turns, a domino might fly off, hit another line, we get a false signal. We're going to get the wrong answer out. absolutely everything has to work perfectly and not bump anything else for us to get the correct answer. Would you mind picking a domino at random? So mix them up and pull one out. Off you go. That one. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So you have picked 9 plus 3. So you'll now spot people starting to move. We're going to enter 9 and 3 into this calculator so we can add it together. To enter 9, we need an 8 and a 1. An 8 and a unit, because 8 plus 1 is 9. So in this case, we will fill in the 8's unit and we will fill in the 1's unit over here to enter 9. To put in a 3, we need a 2 and a unit, because 2 plus 1 is 3. So these guys are going to fill in that one, for the units, that one, and that one over there. So I'm going to get out of the way while that happens. The answer, if you do 9 plus 3, the answer is 12. So we want 12 to be the answer over here. And this is like the screen, this is the readout. The units should not move. The 2's should not move. The 4's should fall over. The 8's should fall over. The 16 should not move. That will be 12. If anything else happens, this has gone horribly wrong. And there is a decent chance it will go horribly wrong. There are several things that can go wrong. If you're the sort of person who likes to look for things that can go wrong, you will see a lot of junctions. When a signal goes into a junction, into one of these loops here, it should go in only one way. It shouldn't feed back the other way. If it feeds back the other way, everything has gone wrong. If you want to track back to see if everything's working correct, I can give you a hint at the beginning of the calculation. The very first step it's doing is 1 plus 1. The answer is 2, unsurprisingly. I'll let you guys get out without me getting in your way. A huge round of applause for putting this together. Well done, well done. Sean, would you mind setting off the on button? We're going to count down from 3 to 1, then we're going to say go. We're going to count down, of course, in binary. Okay, you ready? Okay, here we go. Ready? 1 1 1 0 1 go. So far it's working. That should not have fallen over, and I know why it did. I will mention in a second. In theory, I really want the 4s to fall over. We got the 4s. Now this should give us the 8s, but not the 16s. Here we go. So it's going to go through the first junction. It's going to come through, and it's going to stop the other one. Stop it. Stopped. Here it comes. It just needs to come out now. Give us a round of applause anyway. You may have noticed that 9 plus 3 is not 30. Fortunately, the 2's and the 16s snuck through. It's okay, I will be able to hold it together, but we were so incredibly close. But we did get the correct answer. We just also got an incorrect answer as well. I'm happy with that. Thank you all very much. The bits that were meant to work worked. The answer is there. I can see the correct answer. The 4 and the 8 are there. The bits that weren't supposed to go through snuck through. So everything that was meant to happen happened, apart from some bits that shouldn't have happened. We were cutting it too fine to make it too efficient and too compact.
We figured out what happened. was slightly too close here to the side of the
it was a
axle.
leak.
I saw it happen, I watched it and I saw it from over there, but essentially this one came through and that one domino has set this off. So this was like a bleed in the circuit almost, that this signal has somehow transferred into this bit of the circuit, and that's what caused the twos to come through.
A big problem building this was getting the timing right. So you can see the zigzagging bit here. That is just to slow down this chain of dominoes if they're falling, so that this one here has a chance to stop them if needed. And in fact, we had to stop them. This is the 16 out here. And as you can see from the way they've fallen, this one has come through first and this one got there afterwards. We didn't have enough delay in this line. We found the frontiers of domino computing. We've managed to show with this proof of concept that yes, you can. You can actually build an entire computer out of dominoes. Although we've also managed to demonstrate you probably don't want to.